Hello favorite students, this is Mr. Lerma. Today we're going to be working again line design, line illusion, line direction. So the objective of today is line control, line balance, line design gives us motor skill development. And why are we doing this? Because we're developing motor skills. So this is an example of what we're going to be working on today. A very simple design. So let's get started. It shouldn't take us that long. So we'll go from there. All right, so then let's begin. We're gonna take our lines. This should take us roughly about maybe 5 minutes at the most. But if time allows, I want to show you something else. Okay, so you want to make sure that you give that space in between the paper. That's very important. Not too far apart, but just enough space to allow the lines to show the spacing. And if you notice, I cut my paper into a square. You don't necessarily have to do that, but you can if you like. I just do it because it makes it easier for me to manipulate the paper on the table to show the project. And we're pretty much continuing the same direction. Don't try to make your lines too spaced out. You want to kind of try to make a balance. Keep them the same as close as you can. I know sometimes projects can be tedious, but at the same time, it's a way of relaxing the mind, especially when we're just duplicating a line over and over again. Simple designs. So why do I just stick to line design projects? Why come we don't use rulers? Well, because sometimes some students don't have the rulers. At the same time, I noticed when we did projects with rulers, students had a hard time keeping the ruler steady to make a straight line. So I thought it would be better to stick to just pencil and paper, because some students, that's all they have. So we'll keep going. Nothing, not bad. And we keep repeating the same line over and over again. We're not creating anything new. I'm not experimenting. This is the same concept that we've done with all the other projects before we shied away from 1-point perspective and 2-point. But I wanted to kind of emphasize these projects a little bit more. I think I was losing some students when I got into 2-point perspective. I was losing the lower grades, so I thought it would be best to kind of stick to the line projects. This way all grade levels have the opportunity to make the effort on the project. And again, you know, first grade projects look just as good sometimes as a 5th grade project. You know, some of these first graders and second graders, even 3rd graders, they're coming up. They're pretty creative, and I get amazed sometimes when I see a project from a 1st and 2nd grader or 3rd grader. And it's nice to see the 4th and 5th graders actually creating the same projects, but at a higher level. Lines are more controlled, directions even better, balance is even better. Sometimes, you know, some of these 5th graders and 4th graders are actually drawing at the junior high level. There are a couple students that we have in school who are just amazing artists, and they are actually drawing, creating projects that are at the high school level, which is very impressive. I get excited when I see students create projects when they take their time. And a lot of students tell me, well, I'm not an artist. I'm not expecting you to be an artist. That's not the intent. The intent is for you guys to be creative on your own. But the key is putting the effort on the project. Any project can look really nice if you put the effort. If you just do the scribble scrabble lines, and do the project like within 2 minutes, then yes, you know, it's not going to look nice. but you have to put the effort. It all comes down to effort in your projects. All right, so not bad, looking good. Looking good. And if you notice, I'm rotating the paper the same direction. You can go the opposite direction if that makes it easier for you. And it looks like we're done with the project. So there you go. That's our project. And then from here, this will be the next step for the following project. So what do we do from here? From here, I'm gonna just kind of make some lines like this. Almost like the point of some scissors maybe, or a beak. And I know right now you're kind of wondering, well, what is this all about, Mr. L? I don't get it. So then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to color this part, and we're dividing the paper. And if you notice, we are creating an effect. We're starting to get into a little bit more intricate designs. I want to make sure that you get challenged and let me know if the projects are not hard enough or they're not interesting enough. I need to know what you guys think on the projects. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'll probably just do half of it, and then we'll continue with this project on the second session that I do this. And remember, you only have to do one project turned in by Friday, but if you want to do both, you're welcome to do both. I just want to make sure that students have choices when I create the projects for you guys to work. Okay, so then let me I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to do the opposite side so you can see the sequence of the project. So again, we'll do the same thing like this, almost like a knife point or a beak or a feather point. And again, we do the same thing, color it in. Simple projects, but it's the impact of the image that gives you an amazing design. And my German Shepherds are barking. I have two German Shepherds. We call them Rocky and Rambo. And they keep us busy at home. Alright, so here we go. Looking good. I like what I'm seeing. I wasn't going to finish the project, but I got into it, and I think I kind of at least want to give you the idea what the project looks like. Alright, let's continue on. I'm hoping I can upload this project, or if not, I'm going to have to like trim it and do that. Alright, again, trying to go as fast as possible because I found out that the iPad over every year Apple pushes updates, and those updates every year or every 6 months or whenever they push an update every quarter takes up memory. So after a while, from so many updates, my iPad has no memory to save images. I actually had to delete every image on. I was kind of sad that I had to do that, but I had to delete all of the images, all of the files that I saved, transfer most of them to my desktop computer, to my laptop, so I wouldn't lose them. But I think we can still manage. So here we go. Last one, last section again. Real quick, doesn't take too long. And trying to go a little bit fast, so I make sure I do the video under the 10-minute mark, because my memory file gets too full and it takes too long to upload the videos. So I'm hoping that when we return back to school, I can they can do a wipe on the iPad and do something about it, but we'll see. That's not a priority right now. There are ways to improve the projects. I could have used my 5-point tip to give you a better result, but I'm trying to rush into the time hack. All right, so there's our project. There you go. So what are we missing? What do I always say? Your name, right? Your name's very important. Don't forget to put your name. And again, objectives of the lesson. What are we doing and why are we doing it? We're working on line design, line control, line balance. All of those together build motor skill development. I hope you like the lesson. Have a good day.